Hello, music class. Today's lesson is about a famous classical music composer, Franz Joseph Haydn. Yes, students, he is dead because he lived more than 250 years ago, and yes, nowadays we refer to him by his last name because it's easier. Of course, if he was alive right now, you would call him Mr. Haydn. Anyways, Franz Joseph Haydn was born in 1732 in Austria near Switzerland. His father was a wheelwright, which is a person who makes or repairs wooden wheels, and his mom was a cook for the lords of the village. Although his family was poor, they all loved music and would sing together with their neighbors. Young Haydn showed musical talent at an early age. A cousin who was a school principal and choir teacher in a nearby city offered to take Haydn into his home and train him. So, when he was not yet 6 years old, he left home to go to school and learn to play various instruments and sang in the church choir. He was an outstanding singer, and he stayed there for 9 years. Can you imagine not living with your parents for that long and only seeing them for brief visits? When he was 17 years old, he finished school and had to make a living on his own. He had to work hard taking on odd musical jobs, but he was fortunate to get a job being an accompanist for a famous Italian singing teacher who needed someone to play for his singing students. His musical skills impressed the royal families who heard him perform, and so he eventually got a job with a rich, powerful family with the last name Esterházy. It was Haydn's job to write music for the Esterházy princes and to conduct their orchestra. Haydn composed symphonies, which are like chapter books except with music. He wrote operas, which are dramas, stories with music, string quartets, music for stringed instruments, and all kinds of other music that the princes wanted. Haydn was living the dream. He had a nice home, nice clothes, good food to eat, lots of respect from people, and was doing what he loved, writing and playing music. He took music very seriously, so it bothered him when during performances of his music, the audiences would talk loudly, eat, play card games, and something he found so rude, they would sleep. Sleep during his beautiful music? At a concert performance in London in 1791, he was conducting the second movement of his new symphony, which is nowadays called Symphony No. 94. As you can tell, he wrote a lot of symphonies. Remember, a symphony is a long piece of music for the orchestra, with different sections, like a chapter book. Some sections are fast and exciting, some are slow and calm, and some sections are funny. The orchestra began playing the music so quietly that it sounded like someone tiptoeing. Just as he expected, he once again heard the snores coming from the front row. Now, Haydn had a good sense of humor and he loved to play jokes, so he decided to play a joke. He waved his conductor baton to lead the orchestra, and when they came to the ending, he signaled the orchestra, and they blasted the audience with a super loud chord. In music, that's called fortissimo, which is written as FF. Well, it certainly woke up the sleeping man, who practically fell off his chair. Haydn had a good laugh, and from then on, his symphony was nicknamed the Surprise Symphony. Listening map. Symphony No. 94, Surprise Symphony, second movement. Listen and look. Oh dear, a feet. Oh, Henrietta, yes. Yes, Henrietta, what is it? Oh, you really like the story of Franz Joseph Haydn, right? Yes. Oh, you did. You like the Surprise Symphony? Mm-hmm. Oh, you want to play a game. What kind of game do you want to play? Hide and go seek. Get it? Hide and go seek. No, it's not named after Franz Joseph Haydn, even though that's his last name. All right, we're going to play a game of hide and go seek. We have to find Henrietta in the music room. Okay, let's play it. Let's play a game, Hidden Music Symbols. It's your turn to play hide and seek. Look carefully at the next picture. Can you find all the music symbols at the top of the picture? Try your best. The answers are at the end of this video. You might want to pause the video so that you can take a good long look. Let's hear another interesting story about Haydn. This is Symphony number 45, nicknamed the Farewell Symphony, the story behind the music. Once upon a time, in 1772, Franz Joseph Haydn worked as royal conductor of the Royal Orchestra of Prince Nicholas Esterházy in Hungary. Haydn was in charge of organizing and leading the orchestra members, as well as writing music to entertain the prince. Every year, depending on the season, the prince would travel to his summer palace or his winter palace. The royal musicians had to accompany the prince to provide entertainment, since, as you know, in those days there was no movies, TV, or video games. This was very hard on the royal musicians, who were often away from their families for half the year. But they kept busy practicing the music they loved, and they enjoyed performing at concerts for the prince and his many guests. Each year was the same. When the snow covered the trees, it was time to follow the prince to his winter palace. When the weather turned hot and humid, it was time to escape to the cool forests of the summer palace. Again, the musicians had to follow their prince. One year, to the musicians' dismay, the prince decided to stay extra long at his summer palace. The musicians were very upset, and they asked Haydn to talk nicely to the prince on their behalf about how they wanted to go home. But when Haydn spoke to the prince ignored Haydn's request, and instead told Haydn to write another symphony for his listening pleasure. Now Haydn had a great sense of humor, so he got to work writing a new symphony. A symphony is a large musical piece, usually with 4 sections. It usually starts out cheerful, has a slower second section. The third section can sometimes be playful and funny like a dance, and then the last part is usually very energetic and fast. Well, this time Haydn ended his symphony with an adagio. That means music played slowly. Day arrived for the performance of Haydn's new symphony, and the prince was eagerly looking forward to it. Suddenly, after the horn player played his part, he stood up and left the room. Same with the oboe player. As the music played, after each musician played his part, they snuffed out the candle on their music stand and left the room. By the time the music was nearly over, only 2 violinists were left on the stage. The prince realized then why Haydn had ended his symphony with such a slow and sad melody instead of the usual exciting fast finish. The prince got the hint, and the next day, everyone got to go back home. You can listen to the entire 4-part symphony on YouTube. It is about 25 minutes. You can search by typing in Haydn Symphony number 45. Or you can just listen to the adagio, the ending section, by typing in Haydn Symphony number 45 Finale by the Mercury Chamber Orchestra. In this video, you can see the musicians leaving the stage. Lesson video quiz. What did you learn? Pause the video if you need more time to think. What is Haydn's first and middle name? Answer: Franz Joseph. What happened to Haydn when he was 6 years old? A. His father taught him how to make wooden wheels for carriages. B. He got a job accompanying singing students. C. He was sent to a music school to live for the next 9 years. C. He was sent to a music school to live for the next 9 years. What does this music symbol mean? Answer: play or sing the music really loud. Name the 2 famous symphonies you learned about today. Answer: the Surprise Symphony and the Farewell Symphony. Advanced quiz for intermediate grades 4 to 6. Primary grades K to 3, you can try if you want the challenge. In what country was Haydn born? A. Australia. B. Austria. C. England. Answer is Austria. What was the name of the Hungarian prince that Haydn worked for? A. Prince Easter. B. Prince Esterhazy. C. Prince George. Answer: B. Prince Esterhazy. What 2 instruments were left playing by themselves at the end of Haydn's Farewell Symphony? Answer: 2 violins. All right, get ready for the answers to the hidden music symbols. Don't peek. Make sure you tried your best first. Good learning today, music students. Take care of yourself until next time. Thanks for watching.